Hey gamers, I am the Bella Gamer, and I just wanted to do an update video because why not? For posterity's sake, for the sake of the fact that I'm going to be probably watching these videos years later and thinking how much of a dork I am. So, first and foremost, the biggest thing is I've changed locations. I live on my own now, well, with a roommate. I live away from my parents. That's the important part. And I have a different job that makes more money, like twice as much more money than I was making before. So I haven't been making videos a lot recently. And then when I first came here, because I've been here for about a month. I was here for a month, September 1st, and now it's September, it's almost October. So I've almost been here for, no wait, yeah. No, I've been here since September 7th. So I haven't even been here. I haven't even been moved for a month yet. And then I've been working at this job since August 1st. August. I don't know why I said that weird. But I moved here, or I'm getting my stuff mixed up. I started my job in August 1st. Now it was an hour and a half commute there and an hour and a half back. So it was 3 hours out of my day. I made it really hard to do videos. And then on my days off, the last thing I wanted to do was actually do anything. Just play some games or sleep all day or something. So, moved here now. So finally getting set in. Just getting used to the area and everything like that. So it's taking me some time. I've been producing some videos, but it's still hard for me to get back into the rhythm. And it's been kind of a weird month. It's been like a very unmotivated month. I'm starting to get better, which is good. I think it was just the whole changing, like, just adapting to your settings. Like when you get a new cat and they just kind of don't know what to do and they just hide all the time, and then they finally get playful and start biting the crap out of your hand. So that's the point I'm at right now. It's just biting hands. So, you may have noticed. Actually, I had a blue screen type deal I was trying before, and it just wasn't working. I don't know if that was in any of my old videos. Now that I think about it. It might have been. I don't know. But I actually have a blue screen now. This thing. It's cool. I like it. I've been playing around with blue screen a bit. It's not completely... I have to fix it at some point. In fact, I was going to do this video... using the blue screen, but it's very bright outside, and I thought I got a blackout curtain that would be good for an apartment, but this one actually requires that you screw stuff in, and I can't do that. I can't be screwing things into the walls of my apartment, so well, it's a waste of money. But so is life. Life goes on. I can close my blinds. Let's see how this works. That's not bad. What if I turn on my other light? Maybe. There's still some light casting in the top corner over there. So I don't know how that'll work. I don't know if the screen changes and I'm in a different location. I might just do it anyway. I might just throw myself in one of my videos, or like at the ocean or something. So if I'm there, it works. If it's not there, or if it's really shitty done, then I gotta wait till nighttime when it's darker. But yeah, so making videos. I really don't know what kind of videos I want to do. If anyone has any ideas on what videos I should be doing, post, comment, please let me know. I'm just kind of drawing a blank on what kind of videos I want to produce. Vermintide has been fun. I played some Earth. Probably gonna download those from League of Legends. Or upload. Yeah, that word. But yeah, so just kind of getting back into the rhythm things, and I know even before I moved and everything like that, I wasn't really doing a lot. My last job was really shitty. Overall, so it was just hard to motivate myself. I'm a lot happier now, and I got a nice new chair. I love this chair. It's really cool. Comes with a pillow. I have to see what I can do about this lower cushion though. I'm gonna just mess around with this in the middle of the video. And also, besides an update video, I wanted to talk about some of the ideas I was having, because I make games in my free time. RP games specifically, from my Game Talk or whatever I call that, Game Talk.
I don't remember.
Anyway, I'm gonna remove it. Like, it comes with a little cushion for your back, but I'm gonna remove it and see how my spine does, because I think it actually is hurting me. Oh, that didn't go where I wanted to go. Anyway, so I want to talk about a game idea I have in the works right now, or at least the general rule system. So let me know if you guys like the idea, or if you have any hints or tips, let me know. First of all, I'm trying to use a D10 system, because a D100 system is a little much, and plus everything is pretty much just 10s and 5s anyway. So 1 or 0.5 if you divide by 10. So a D10 system. And then it's also fantasy based, because fantasy is awesome. And I don't know why you would play... Well, that's not true. I know why you would play other types of games, but fantasy is the coolest. Hands down, no doubt. I mean, even sci-fi is cool. So, but fantasy based. Anyway, the game system pretty much works like the base premise of the combat. And the combat's the part I focus on the most, because I feel like combat is what slows the majority of RP games down. And it also makes it harder to... It also just makes it harder to get into the story. And then you have to wait for your turn, and then there's a bunch of enemies, and it's a nuisance for sure. So, what I have going on is... First and foremost, it's contested die rolls, and it's not a defense roll and an attack roll. It's a combat roll, which means you roll your D10, you add your combat score. Now, if your combat score is higher than your opponent's combat score, then what the opponent does is they add their defense score, which is like if they have special talents or whatever, that makes them a more defensive, cautious style fighter. If you still surpass that number, which isn't super hard, especially with some of the abilities I have set up, you put points towards a wound level. Now, how it kind of works is that you have a certain number of points you get, and then when you get that many successes over your opponent, you wound them. You give them a light wound, and then it upgrades to heavy wound. And then it upgrades to a critical wound, and then it upgrades to maiming or death, from there. And there's some abilities that can go, like, through multiple levels. So, more or less, the combat should feel fast. It's one roll. You roll, they roll, determine who's higher, and then you add special bonuses if they apply. Easy. And it's fast-paced, and not only that, but getting hit once isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's getting hit like by a really good hit, or getting hit multiple times. And it's just one roll, bam, bam, done. The initiative is going to be a kind of standard initiative system. You roll your initiative, add your initiative score. Slowest person in the track declares their action first, which I picked that up from a game system called Odam, or Odom. Of Dreams and Magic, anyway. And what it does is the slowest person acts next to the fastest person. This gives the faster people ability to react to what the slower people do. Most of the time, the faster people are going to be the players, because they're going to have better sets, generally. So, this gives the players kind of the ability to act, but it can set up some interesting scenes as well. Then from that point, you declare... You set up fighting groups, and what the fighting groups are is if two people are fighting each other and their aim is each other and to fight each other, that's pretty much a group. But if any other enemies are targeting any of those people in it, they are added to that group. What then happens is the number of people attacking, so if multiple people are attacking one person in that group, the one person is going to be suffering penalties because he has to defend against multiple people. For each additional person, he has to pretty much... He gets a stacking penalty Which hand was it? This hand. Whoa, screen. Why'd everything go dark? Okay, I don't know. Screen. Anyway, so he has a stacking penalty for each person. It's 2 per person, I think. I was going to have it set up. It might be just 1 per person. But what he can do is he can determine which role he defends against, those penalties go to. So maybe there's a more dangerous opponent, and so he focuses his defenses there, and he has to decide whether or not. Well, he's going to focus all his defenses on the really strong guy, and then hope the weaker guys don't really. I'm trying to look at my face and orientate my hands, but it's not working. He has to decide if he wants to risk getting damage from them or not, and sometimes that's going to be your best option. And then, if on the guy who's being onslaughted side, if he has an ally who's helping him and is going to fight one of those creatures, it's an intercept. And what an intercept does is they attack the creature. And if the creature doesn't focus on them, they have a huge penalty of like a -3 or whatever. So oftentimes if an ally intercepts a creature, it can really benefit you. And then the initiative part of this determines what actions take place. So even if the guy is being onslaughted and he gets to go first, he would probably decide, like, okay, let me take out one of the lesser guys. So he's going to quick strike, bam, kill the lesser guy. Then his onslaught penalty is reduced for when the creatures are attacking him. And so on and so forth. So it can be a little complicated, but once you get into the flow of the game, it gets interesting. Now, the next part of the gaming system that I have that's interesting is 2 different parts. There's your style and there's techniques. Your style is your combat score, but for every point of your combat score, you get style points. And what style points do is they're passive traits that your fighting style gives you. So for instance, you have a fighting style that focuses on penetrating armor. So you naturally, with your fighting style, penetrate levels of armor. Or maybe you're a more defensive fighter, or maybe you're a more aggressive fighter. Maybe you're a barbarian, a berserker, and you have more attack but less defense. You know, it's that kind of these kind of style points. And style points, the trait you purchase has a certain level of style points. So it's not like 1 for 1 per se. There are some ones that are a 1-point style, but still. And it culminates into your character's unique fighting style. Now, there might be a meta that forms from this, but in general, it should be a unique fighting style that you craft as your character gets stronger. So whenever you get more of a combat score, your style, you get more style points in which you can add more styles. Now, on top of style, whatever style you have techniques. And techniques you purchase, I don't have quite a point system out for it yet, how many techniques you get and what level of techniques you get. But techniques are like the power attacks, you know, like a cleaving strike or like a really strong attack. It's your really strong attacks. Now, these techniques require, and I'm trying to organize my thoughts, combat points. Now, combat points are earned by rolling over your opponent, or in some cases, even taking damage. You get more combat points. And then when you hit a certain combat point level, when you get so many combat points, you get to use that technique. And you can use it anytime, as soon as it comes up. So if your hit gives you just enough points, then you can go and use it immediately, even if your character is not acting. And some of these combat feats might even require the use of a fatigue point. So they're even stronger, but they wear your character down. So that's also an option. This makes the combat so it's not, I wait till my turn and then I use my ability every turn. And you're using your ability every turn. Like, attacking has a purpose. Attacking is what builds you up. You can attack and then use a technique as well. Some techniques might have like a delay where like they have to be your first action when you can use it or something. I don't know. There's going to be all kinds of power scaling. And the benefit of this as well is that it's really easy for me to adjust the point to ability ratios so that the game kind of gets more balanced. Now, on the aspects of magic or magic-like abilities, there's going to be a control score. Now, mages in the system I'm designing are going to be more of your standard mages, like the old-fashioned mages, the old men with beards and hats. You don't have to be an old man with a beard and hat, but I mean, what the focus is you have control points, and control points determines how much magical energy your character can channel and use. Now, you have your base casting. This is casting you don't have to do incantations for, you don't have to do gestures for. This is just your ability to purely channel magic and use it. And what you use it for is you pick a base element first, and there's going to be multiple elements, like 7 or 8 elements. And then you pick meta magic feats. Or not feats, I'm sorry, meta magic. And what meta magic does is it alters the element to create the spell you're looking for. Now, your damage and spell effects are going to be determined by how many control points you invest in your element, but you have to also spend control points on your meta magic. So, for instance, if I wanted to use a fireball spell, for instance, I have to have fire, that's one control point. I have to have range, which is another control point, your ability to throw the magic. And then I have to have area, which when the spell hits, it creates an area. So that's 3 meta magic, or that's 3 control points. And then I can alter how far the range is, alter how big the area of effect is, and how much damage it does by investing more control points into each of those areas. Now, your base control points are not going to be that high because you didn't prepare the spell ahead of time. You're just channeling pure energy into a spell. But you can just launch it out. You can just throw these spells out real quick because you have the ability to. Now, there is such a thing as casting fatigue, but that's for another video. But then the next aspect, what you can do is you can craft spells in a grimoire. So you take a book and you craft your spells. Now, when you're using a grimoire, you get much more control points because you're altering how the magic is channeled. It's a much more complicated science at that point, and you can use it. And so your most powerful spells are going to come from your grimoire, kind of like how in D&D, mages had spell books that they had to use their spells from. So when you're using your grimoire, you get more control points because you did all the science and you more evenly distributed the power and everything like that. The difference when using a grimoire versus casting spells is grimoires take time, because when you use a grimoire, you write down the science of it. So it requires gestures and it requires an incantation to get the use out of the spells. So your initiative goes down depending on how advanced the spell is, how many control points it is, more or less. So grimoire is more powerful, but they're not as fast. So it's a different style of casting. And then on top of grimoires, you can get a magic staff. And a magic staff, what it does is it has pretty much a spell pre-built into it. It gives you more control points than free casting, but less control points than using a grimoire. Now, the benefit of the staff is it's more powerful than straight casting. It doesn't have the time requirement of a grimoire. So it's an overall good ability. Except you need a magic staff for each spell. So you can only have one spell in the staff. So it's good for your main attack spell when you're just trying to throw stuff out. Now the free casting pretty much allows you to adapt to any situation. And depending on the contents of your grimoire, you might have a little bit more variety there because you can create more advanced spells. But it gives you the chance to have your higher level spells. And the staff is like your main attack. Like how a sword warrior uses his greatsword, mage uses their staff. So, generally, and I know this video is getting a little long, but it's kind of 2 videos in one, so forgive me. But yeah, so that's kind of the base rules of my game system. Let me know how you guys like it. Comment below. Or like the video if you like it. I don't know. Figure something out. You're intelligent people. Also, so in my recent videos, I've been wearing this tank top, and I know I have acne on my chest. It's gross, I know, but I mean, I'm human. I have skin and greasy skin. I shower every day. Look at my hair. It's poofy, clean. But yeah, I like this. It gets really hot, especially because I have these. I really wish I could show you guys my setup because I got stage lights for illuminating my face and illuminating the background, and recently it's been hot, and so I wanted to wear something light. So if you don't like it, fine, don't watch my videos. I don't care. I'm not trying to be like the most handsome guy, you know. I'm gonna be up there, but I'm not gonna be the most handsome guy, you know. And I'm not gonna be. And if it throws people off, it throws people off. I don't care. I make videos for myself. All this setup, all the money I've spent on everything, I do for me. I do it because I want to do it. I do it because it makes me happy, and it motivates me to actually do stuff with my free time besides studying Spanish, which is good, but I mean, I can only study for so long, and then my brain just melts. So, like, I like it, and I don't do it because I have really any big intention of becoming a YouTuber. If I can become a YouTuber, that'd be awesome, and I'd totally be for it. But, like, the amount of effort I'm putting into it isn't for that end goal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make really high quality videos every single day. I do the videos that I like and that my friends enjoy, and we watch it and we and we laugh. You know, this is my hobby, so don't think that I'm trying super hard to be a YouTuber, because I'm really not. I'm just doing this because it's fun. Yeah. So anyway, gamers, ciao for now. I hope you liked it. I know this video is a little long, and I might dissuade some people, but deal with it.